Hello everyone, Mackie is here and welcome everyone to the most glorious, momentous, encouraging day for all you league fans across the world. This is the brand new league that is going to be sweeping the nation come next year. And oh boy, I cannot be excited. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different from the Monties and the Casuals and the Doms doing this. I am going to do this by separating the winners and the losers from this. So I'm going to be doing my winners of this whole thing, who's benefited from all of this, who's going to be like the persons who are going to get screwed over because of this, and giving my thoughts about all of this. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe and all kind of stuff for all the League of Legends content you would like to see, and see if you can just pick it up where I put it down. So we're not going to do all the reading and all kind of stuff. If you want, I'm going to put the link in the description below, of course, of all the reading. I will put Monty's view about it. I will probably even do Dom's view about it. And both of them will be in the link in the description below, so to give their perspective of this. But let me just do this from a simplistic stuff. All of these things you're seeing right now from the article that I'm reading, that I read last night, or way in the morning, of course, if you're late, are like beneficial to the growth of the League of Legends scene, which is pretty much right now is kind of broke and kind of needed a little bit of restructuring, of course. Now, one fan base in particular is getting absolutely screwed over for this, and everybody knows what it is, but we're not going to get into that right now. So let me just look at my winners and losers from all of this right now. So the first winner is probably fans who want more competition with international tournaments. Now, for me personally, I think having 2 tournaments a year, the MSI and the Worlds, are kind of like, yeah, that is a little bit too much, little bit for League of Legends fans. That's just a little bit right now. Back then when we have Riot not being their asses and third-party tournament coming around there, they're like, let's just put IM tournaments, IPL 5s, all those kind of stuff. And this will determine best team over best team in that tournament. And it's kind of cool, having more tournaments, having more structure, having more diversity, of course, in different tournaments and all kind of stuff. And now we're slowly getting it back with another international tournament that's taking place. And for me personally, it is good. It is cool to see that from a League of Legends perspective. It is really cool to see that, from the fan perspective, of course, that we now to get to see not just MSI or Worlds being an international tournament, but another international tournament to just showcase their skills. Now, the drawback, of course, which is where my first loser that comes in, is this tournament will be short and pretty much unforgettable. Or forgettable in some cases. So let me just tell you what the structure of this tournament is. So the tournament will take place in 2025, will be the first ever global split. And the teams that advance from the international round will take place in a round-robin format. So the 5 teams that will be participating and we'll get to the 2 regions later, but it'll be Americas, APAC, Europe, China, and Korea. Those are the 5 regions that will qualify for the tournament. And they will do a round-robin thing that will take place in 6 days with international best-of tournaments and Fearless Draft. We'll get to Fearless Draft later. But it feels short. It reminds me of when the NHL decided to do a 4 nations thing. Now, I don't watch hockey that much, except, of course, the Stanley Cup playoffs that is going on right now and the Stanley Cup finals, but this feels like a gimmick to me. This feels a little gimmick. Listen, I'm all for a new international tournament and all kinds of stuff, but it just feels like 5 teams, 6 days, round-robin format, which is the similar thing to early MSI, of course, and everybody knows who's going to be the top team and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be China, Korea, Americas and Europe. We all know which teams are going to be. Oh, sorry, forgot. MENA, forgot. MENA exists right now. MENA exists. Put that away. And I feel like this is going to be it feels bland to me. Now, do I really want to tournament with having more teams? Absolutely. But I can understand, it's not my cup of tea for me. This tournament, it kind of feels like it's not my cup of tea for me. And the naming. Oh my God, what would the creative geniuses of Riot Games will do to that naming? It's gotta be the mid-season invitational, but absolutely worse. Listen, they call the tournament the mid-season invitational, even though we're not even inviting teams. Come on, Riot. Mid-season invitational? This is not a track meet, for God's sakes. Just make it the mid-season cup or something, or mid-season trophy or something. Or instead, make it the League of Champions or something. You can be creative or something. Then again, this is the same Riot Games that decided to make R2KO or something. Their fighting game or something. But you know what? I give up. Creative Bane is not their kind of thing. They have like no brains in the industry, I guess. All money. We'll get to that part later. But for now, I'm all for international tournament. It's just that the tournament right now is just not looking good for me personally. The next up is probably Fearless Draft. Now, of course, this is a drawback, of course, which is going to get to our loser, is the type of Fearless Draft. So right now, we're into like the half and half Fearless Draft in which you you play a certain champion, you can play that certain champion, and that team will also play that certain champion that you picked, of course. And then, of course, that champion will be banned, and then that means you cannot see see that champion for the rest of the season. So, let me give you an example. If you play Skarner, and yes, Skarner is like a popular thing right now, but you play Skarner, you cannot play Skarner for game 2. They will play Skarner, and then you cannot play Skarner for game 2, and that means nobody can play Skarner right now. And that's what Fearless Draft in China is looking like right now. Now, we don't know what kind of Fearless Draft we're going to do. It's going to be like a half Fearless Draft like LPL, or the full Fearless Draft is like, you play that champion, you cannot play that champion for the rest of the series. In fact, the NACL decided to like do Fearless Drafted, and then game 4 will be 3 bans, and then game 5 will be like blind pick, old classic LCK style, way back when. And I think it's kind of like, we just don't know what kind of Fearless Drafting is. Now, Fearless Drafting is going to be taking place in all the regional rounds of the new tournament. So it's going to be a little bit interesting of what Fearless Draft is going to be like for, we all know the LPL is established, but the LCK and the MENA region, and of course the Americas right now, and the APAC, we just don't know what it's going to be like. And we just don't know what kind of Fearless Drafting will be. So while Fearless Drafting is a new breath of fresh air for like a League of Legends perspective and the fandom of me, it just feels like a little bit of, well, into the unknown, of course, which is like the MSI theme of this year. We just don't know the thing of Fearless Drafting will be like. We don't know what Fearless Drafting will be like until 2025. And also, this is the biggest loser. Let LOL Esports building towards a brighter future. That feels like a little bit of Fallout in Utopia right now. Building a brighter future? Are you kidding me, Riot? You killed that future like years ago. Like years ago, when you like decided that you controlling the third parties and you're franchising all those systems and you're screwing all this team's money and you lost an advertisement and all kind of stuff. And now that the Esports World Cup is in your backstep, you are now getting benefited from all the money. Next thing you know, you might be getting ruled over by the same people who got the Esports World Cup. So you decided, let's build a brighter future. You know, my future for esports right now is just like, let's just kill off all the owners and make it a fan-first league, a fan-first esports. But that's not going to happen because, you know what Dom said, of course, while he's streaming, of course, or while I watch it on YouTube, is that fans cannot even pay, guys. Now, I'm just one of those fans that doesn't pay. Let me just put that out there. I'm one of the fans that don't pay for all this kind of stuff. Fine. Let me just put that out there. But right now, we are at the point right now that that you have to have a subscription to Netflix to watch NFL games. You have to have a UFC Fight Pass to even watch like UFC big fights. You have to have a WWE. You gotta have a Peacock subscription to watch all the best WWE events. Sometimes pay-per-view, which is the name suggested, is the initiative. You have to pay in order to see the best things. You're gonna get some of it free, but we're at the point right now that even the NBA decided to do Amazon stuff. Like the NBA is probably gonna deal with Amazon, and that means you have to pay to watch like the best teams play, which sucks. But unless you become like Luffy the Monkey, then I don't think you're gonna be like a pirate or something, and that means bad things. Unless you do a VPN something, then of course it's not good. So it just makes you feel like you're asking these people to invest in the future of esports in which the fans cannot even pay for this thing. Like, come on, the Bundesliga can own like a team or something. But we as the fans cannot even pay for like $5? It's like, here, $5 to watch the best League of Legends team. And we do not want that. We do not want that thing. Like, you're just allergic to paying. Like, it's just it feels like, and let me just say it again, you're just getting spoon-fed for all your life. All the League of Legends stuff that you've been watching for like the last 15 years or something, you're getting spoon-fed time and time again. Okay? Let's just admit that. You've been spoon-fed all your time, and you know what? It's fine. It's great. It's the reason why League of Legends is more popular than Heroes of the Storm, because it's free to play and you don't have to buy all those cosmetics and all that kind of stuff. It's free to play, it's great, it's something that I love, and I could keep, supporting it, of course. But we're at the point like right now, man, when like the other side is gonna get owned by something, and you have to pay, man. You have absolutely no choice. You would have to pay the money or don't even watch at all. That's it. That's it. Like, it sucks, but we have to do. Listen, the economies of esports is probably broken right now that we are allowed like owners of like dysfunctional franchise to take over. Like, esports is supposed to be for the fans, and we are treating this like it's not ours. It belongs to the journalists who will be beating up refusally. It belongs to the owners who are not taking care of the teams properly. Like, we just wanted esports to be fan first. In fact, let me just do something crazy right now, and it's gonna be crazy, and it's gonna be away from League of Legends, but I'm gonna do something crazy. I propose a Balantro, which is a new roguelike poker game, to be an esports tournament. Now, I know it's crazy, but I just want it to be like a tournament-based structure with a community set focus first. No ownership, no nothing. It's just a community-based tournament first. And I just want that to happen, and it'll be fun, it'll be cool, and it'll have some drawbacks, but at the same time, we just have to pipe the beer and just celebrate the fact. This whole building a new future thing, it's kind of BS right now. It's BS for me. It's typical Riot PR just saying, hey, listen, we're all broke. Listen, we're broke or anything, but we're building a brighter future to make League of Legends so cool. Like, you just killed that future like years ago. Years. And now you decide to walk it back because now you're broke. The esports winter is coming for your butts. And I got no choice. Like, God almighty, it feels cliche. This feels too corporate for me. Anyways, rant over. So, let's just talk about more winners. The Americas League. And now it has some benefits and some drawbacks. So let me just tell you the structure that the Americas is going to take place. So we will have 16 teams in the region, and they will be split into two conferences, the North Conferences and the South Conferences. So to put this in perspective, the North Conference will have the 6 LCS teams, the 1 LLA team, and the 1 guest team, and the South Conference will have 6 CBLOL teams, 1 LLA team, and 1 guest league. Now, this is where the benefit of the guest league is going to come in, with the tier 2 teams, which is another winner. That you can now at least have a tier 2 team that actually can compete with some of the big boys. Which is like the same thing what Valorant is doing right now, which like promoted the tier 2 teams. And by the way, I think G2 has done pretty well in like the Valorant scene right now. So for those who know, G2 got kicked out of Valorant for, I don't know, some kind of reason. Then they got promoted by establishing the Guard, of course, their God Valorant team. And you have to say that I think G2 are doing fine in Valorant. I think G2 are doing decently well. In fact, they qualified for the Shanghai Masters tournament, and they finished third place, which is not bad for a team that, remember, was bought in with a little bit of stipend, of course, with a little bit of money being taken care of with all the slots and everybody. They managed to make third place in a Valorant tournament, which proves that this can work. You can promote a NACL team or something, or promote a CBLOL Academy team or something, and then you'll show them, can you compete against the rest of the best? This is something that we needed. Something, a little bit of fire into the bellies. Can a Disguised Toast team, well, not Disguised Toast, but I'm going to use an example. A Disguised Toast team, or a team that has been owned by Maryville University, can compete with the Cloud9s, and the FlyQuest, and the Team Liquids of the world, and the LOL Games of the world. They can compete and showcase what they have got. And I'm saying all for it. I'm all for this right now. I'm all for tier 2 teams having a crack and see what can do against them. Now, let me just tell you what the Americas is going to be like. So, the first split will be teams competing in their respective conferences with the top performers qualify for cross-conference play, where a single team will qualify for the new global tournament. I guess basically it's like you're doing well and you compete in your conferences. Then, of course, we're going to have come cross-regional play, which means like we're probably going to get CBLOL versus LLA, or probably CBLOL versus LCS. And I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be really, really fun to see some cross-regional play. And also, I think here's the thing about this, and we're gonna get to, and I think this will be the one benefit from the CB LOL fan perspective. We're gonna get the drawback of the CB LOL fans, but I'm gonna piggyback on what Dom said in his video, that I think CB LOLs is so good in like the early portions of the game, and then in like the mid-late portions it kind of crumbled. By having them played against like the LCS or maybe the LLA in the less stronger, but the LCS in general, to scrim and to learn how to close out games and that kind of stuff, they can improve. They can compete against them, and they can improve, of course. So I feel like right now, this might be a benefit for CB LOL, like, learning how to finish, macro them, scrimming against better teams and all kind of stuff. So I think having this cross-regional rivalry matchup with like benefits to like better gameplay and all kind of stuff is gonna be good for them, and it's gonna be really, really good for them. So that's gonna be a huge thing for the mid-season invitational for State Split 2. The top team for each conference will secure only one slot, which is a total of 2 Americas teams. So if you do well in one conference, you go into MSI. If you do another well in the conference, you go into MSI. All right, cool. And then Split 3 with the America's regional champion will determine 3 teams that enter the world with at least 1 team from each conference. So let me give you an example. If you have 2 North Conferences teams, the one remaining South Conference team, regardless of position, will qualify for Worlds. Hey, that's pretty much exciting. And if you're an NA LCS fan, and if you've been loving LCS for the last couple of years, if one team, or probably no team in the LCS qualify for Worlds, like your Cloud9s or your Team Liquids or your maybe FlyQuest teams are not qualified for Worlds, I feel like, who the hell cares about you guys? Your region is viewership is bad. You made some good changes, don't get me wrong. You made some decent changes. I give Mark Z credit. He made some decent changes, don't get me wrong. But viewership is a down spiral. You're being inspired by co-streamers from other countries. And you care about big numbers making sense and all kind of stuff while you're losing sponsorship. So if LCS absolutely not get into Worlds, I mean, I'm scared. I'm supposed to be scared, and you know what? You should be scared, and you should be motivated by this. This is supposed to be something that you have to be motivated by. If I were Team Liquid, and I know that if your team cannot qualify for Worlds in a competitive region like this, and if CB LOL and LLA can improve from this region, I will be scared to death. You might be thinking, hey, listen, this new region thing, we can take that easy. We can easily take that region, of course. We can take that easily. We're not afraid of these guys. But the moment that CB LOL and LLA improve just a little bit, it's like, oh no, oh my God, okay, they're good. They're actually good. We might be screwed. And that's the fear. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of losing that will make these teams work hard. Something that LCS and all the North American teams have not done is that the work ethic is not great. Now I get the West is different from the East in terms of work ethic, but I just want some fire in their belly. Competition breed success. You need Batman and the Joker to be successful. You need the Naruto or Sasuke to be better. You need iron sharpens iron. You need that rivalry thing to give yourself an edge and be good at it. And having this right now with all the different regional things is gonna be good. Same thing with the APAC region, of course, but that's a different structure to today. Right now, I feel really good about the Americas right now with all the structure. We don't know about the name, but I feel good about this. Now, I think I can understand where the CB LOL aspect comes from. Now, I think the CB LOL is getting absolutely screwed right now, and I can understand where these people are coming from. Now, the CB LOL has been around for so many years, and if they lose that kind of aspect right now, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Like, the community is pretty decent. I like the community sometimes. With their noise and all kind of stuff and the passion. It's like, they don't care about what's happening in the world or international. They like their passion. They like it. They have the famous Mordekaiser to Brazil kind of thing. So they have the passion. They have the privilege and all kind of stuff. So the Americas League right now is going to help the LCS in all kind of structure. But at the same time, it's going to be hurting the CB LOL in terms of passion and fan base and like less amount of teams to support with. Now, listen, you're probably going to support the Louds and the Furious and the Pain Gaming, but what about the INTZ fans? What about the Kaboom fans for so many years? I mean, remember, Kaboom was the reason why CB LOL was put on the map. INTZ was the reason why they put themselves on the map, by being EDG, by being Alliance a long time ago. So, Those things matter, and to lose that, I feel for you, CBLOL fans. But at the same time, what can you do about it? Okay, your franchise slot is not as much as like the LCS franchise slot. It's like $800,000 by Monte Cristo's words, mind you, to like millions of dollars for the LCS. That's a lot of money being lost right there. And of course, you have to deal with like LCS fans. You have to deal with traveling to Los Angeles for like cross-regional stuff, which is gonna be suckish, of course. So I can feel for you, CBLOL fans. I feel for you. And I hope that it's not going to hurt them that much. I hope they can come out and showcase that their region is better than them from a regional standpoint, regardless of where they are right now. And listen, I like CBLOL sometimes. I kind of like CBLOL. I watched a few highlights of them. I like their community. I did a little preview about them. I did little previews about them. So I respect their region, of course. So when that's happening to them, I can feel like you're mad at the same time. But again, what can you do? You have to put your hands up and say, what can we do? Let's see. I think that's pretty much it for the Americas thing. And we'll talk about dynamism, existing teams. Best team of Tier 2 will be involved in the promotion relegation tournament with the age season, and the team will go through. This is something. You know what? This is something. And here's the key word again. Proposed model, which is, I think Monte Cristo mentioned about it. And you said our goal is to capitalize the strengths of each region and grow our fan base and improve competition. The new proposed model is like, let's pick out which teams are good enough from the franchise slot that we can implement in our league. Oh, Cloud9, you're good enough. Oh, FlyQuest, you're kind of good enough. Oh, Immortals, get out of here. We don't need you. They're going to pick which teams are good enough to grow a fan base, to develop, and all that kind of stuff. So right now, you're going to see like the LCS kind of contracted to what it is right now. But right now, you just have to put your hands up and saying, hey, man, listen, the money is not good. We need advertisers. We need eyeballs in our region that it's, like, not watchable in the grand scheme of things. So we need something, anything to make us, like, be sustainable. And we have to, break a few eggs in order to make an omelet. Be my guest, of course. Now, let's talk about the APAC region. And oh boy, we got a lot to talk about. Actually, a few things to talk about. First off, 07's to Vietnam. It's officially dead. In fact, it's been dead since the Mel match fixing thing, but it's truly dead. So, a little 07 appreciation to, well, first of all, Jerry West, and also to Vietnam, of course. Secondly, they decided that we're going to invite Vietnam, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Macau, Japan, Oceania, and the rest of Southeast Asia, and to have an interregional competition with the best talent for a brand new league in 2025. Like, my God, like, jeez, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. That's a really lot to take in. How did they do that? Of course, the first lineup of teams will be dependent on the PCS and VCS summer playoffs, and it will give them each team of the summer of the VCS, PCS, LJL, and LCO to have a chance to secure the slots, of course, for the new league. And then, of course, there'll be promotion relegation tournament, which is going to be fantastic. I mean, the APAC region needs this. Like, right now, the APAC region has been, like, GAM Esports and like, PSG Talon in some cases. DFM when they're running the LJL amok. So it's kind of like, this region does not have competition. And also, listen to this. Oh, look at the APAC region has been great since Taipei Assassins won in 2012. And okay, fine, great. But remember Flash Wolves, of course, they did well. Of course, remember Flash Wolves, what they used to do well? PSG Talon is now growing in their own. So it's kind of like, it's good. And now we're just like, let's bring APAC into the forefront. And I feel like right now, listen, CBLOL fans are being mad at like the whole thing getting pulled under the rug and being screwed over. But at least CBLOL is not like the APAC region right now. Look at this. Oh my God. How do you sort this APAC region? How do you sort this out? How do you sort this out? Anyways, of course, these are going to be taken based on a later date when they call it competitiveness and all this kind of stuff. I think the APAC region is going to be more competitive right now. I think we're going to see like, the PSG taking on the DFMs and like the GAM Esports are taking on like, let's say Blizz Esports or something. Real regional competition, people. That is what we want. That is what we need in this time. We need some blood. And I don't have nothing much to say about this. I think this is going to be beneficial to the APAC region as a whole. But this whole thing is kind of confusing with inviting all the teams. But we'll see how it goes. Like, Remember, this is like, things that are in front of the table right now. We don't know about the details until later down the road, way back then. So, here is also the benefit from having this whole thing. So, the new event tournament will have like one slot per region with a new event. And then for MSI, we'll have 10 teams with 2 slots per region. How will that sort out? And also, please do not kill double elimination for MSI. Please, it's been so good. MSI is so good right now. Please do not kill it. What I do want for Worlds is to have double elimination. Just, guys, no more single elimination. Please, double elimination. Okay, wait, Akeem, you're asking Riot to do this. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm done. why am I asking Riot for anything? They never show up. They never show up sometimes. They're like my dad, of course. They never show up with the milk, I guess. No offense to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day, everybody, for all you watching this or seeing this right now. 17 teams, including 1 team for MSI, 1 slot to the second best region, and 3 slots per region, which is 15 teams total. Now then, you're asking yourself, how do we get to those 16 teams? They're going to have 1 play match. You hear that? 1 play match. That's good. That's really, really good. Because right now, I feel like play-ins are kind of like, who cares about LOL Esports versus PSG Talon? And that's pretty much the thing. I just don't like play-ins or all that kind of stuff. Play-ins just feels meh to me. Like, sure, it's a cool story, seeing like a minor region coming from play-ins and doing incredibly well, a la DRX from like 2021, but it kind of feels like it's growing old, guys. It's really growing old. We just wanted to see right here, right now, best teams, let's go. And having like one best of system, 1 best of play-in system is gonna be really cool and really structured, and then we get to like 16 teams, let's go. And I believe that this could have a benefit, of course, to like making MSI cool and also making the minor region cool. So it's kind of like the new event right now is kind of like it's a precursor for like the MSI tournament, and then the MSI is kind of like the precursor for Worlds. So all that mumbling I'm just saying is like the World's gonna be a little more excited and less boring. It's gonna be less boring. You're going to get like 16 teams. You're going to get into the games. It's going to be fun. Hopefully double elimination. Please. And now we get into the money part. Oh boy. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Now, the global revenue pool. We believe strongly that the future we're building towards will be a better one for fans. I'm reading for the statement here. Pros and teams. The sport will be more streamlined and easy to follow. Having more exciting events, blah, 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 blah. We're introducing the global revenue pool. It's important to acknowledge that blah, blah, blah. These changes came with us making trade-offs, blah, blah, blah. So, this is the most important part. We are reducing teams in a tier 1 ecosystem. Which means, sorry, Immortals. Sorry, Giant X. Sorry, Fear X or BNK Fear X. You don't belong here anymore. You are done. You are like, we're cutting you off. We're broke right now. We have less mouths to feed. We need to do something. So killing off some of the teams, fine. Simply put, we have too many teams in tier 1 to support sustainability. Yeah, no kidding. Like, look at all the teams in League of Legends. How am I supposed to follow all the teams in League of Legends? Like, am I supposed to follow anyone's Legends or Rare Atom or something? No! Give me T1 Gen G. Give me T1 Gen G. Give me G2 versus Fnatic. Give me Cloud9 Team Liquid. Give me the best versus best. Give me the League of Legends version of the European Super League. Give me those. Like, yes, I care about the little teams. Yes, I care about the little teams, but at this point right now, money talks, BS walks, I guess. So, by reducing the number of teams, we'll be able to focus support for the GRP by ensuring revenues are distributed among fewer teams, thereby increasing revenue per team. This should also help concentrate player talent, making it easier for fans to follow a streamlined ecosystem and ultimately create more high-quality matches for ordinary time. There you go. So, kill off the lesser teams, put in a structure that will pay off some of the teams, and let's make a great system that will develop all the teams. Now, this is a League of Legends structure that I can get by. I can really get by, which means less teams, more revenue, more focus on the players, and then better play. And then we'll all be happy, and then we'll sing Kumbaya until, like, the Saudis are coming home. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, so I'm gonna say right now, this is a huge step right now. They realize that they don't have the money right now. They were losing a lot of money from all of this. Let's just build a system that would just, like, cut down the lesser teams and just, like, maybe have an international tournament and maybe like a structure. Maybe like do like Overwatch League right now. Let's do like the not Overwatch League. Let's do like the Overwatch series right now. Let's just make a system that will, build a point system and do well for certain teams. And also adding an international regional champion will be, I don't know, it's kind of beneficial because right now we're looking at LEC. It's kind of like you win a split, you're coming champion. Like no. Give me one champion. Give me one true champion. I'm tired of seeing G2 win a split and you guys call it, like, making the splits matter. No. Give me the one true champion. Just give me G2 Esports winning the LEC and LEC only. We do not want the split thing. We do not want it. So I prefer, like, regional championships are kind of like a big thing, of course. You win your region, you win your region, you matter. You matter. That's good enough for me. So I have one more positive to go for, and that's Arcane Season 2. Now, this is kind of like a little bit out of bounds, but I will put a link in the description, of course. But I think Arcane Season 2 is here, and I think I'm excited for it. I did not watch the trailer. I'm probably going to watch the trailer, but I'm so excited for this. I am so excited for this. Now, my fear, of course, is that we know how sequels trying to match the original, and sometimes it fails. Like, look at Mad Max Furiosa. Like, Monte Cristo does not like it. His opinion, but I can bet you some people do not like the sequel to a credible Mad Max movie. And that's the thing. My fear right now is that it's Arcane Season 2 good enough to match the structure of Arcane, the original, and to be good enough. Like, remember, this show came out like 3 years ago. And now times have changed, businesses, the popularity is getting good. So now you have like a 3-year cool off. It's just like, what will be the big boon, of course? You don't have like a season long, like next year and all kinds of stuff. You're getting like 3-year layoffs and all kinds of stuff. So how will the 3-year layoff gonna be beneficial to this show right now? And how good would it be? That's my question. And will they get some of the same actors back? I hope they get the same actors back. I hope we got Haley Steinfeld, of course. She's great. We're going to get all these kind of people, of course, coming back. And I hope the storylines will be great, of course. And I hope we'll get the dynamic. I hope we'll get people talking about the show again. Because the show is being really talked about really well. So if we get that again, that'll be blessed. That'll be absolutely blessed. And if it doesn't, oh boy, it's going to be really ugly. So there you go. All these things to talk about. Winners and losers from the 2025 League of Legends primer, of course. There's a lot of things to talk about, and there'll be a lot of things to talk about down the road. Let's see if we can hope for more news and more structure, of course. So for me personally, right now, the future of League of Legends cannot be this bright. And I believe in a better future for League of Legends. We may screw the future now. We may screw the past right now. And I may not like the decisions Riot is right now. I may not like Riot Games as a company at all. But Riot Games, the gaming company, and Riot Games, the League of Legends structure, and the Valorant structure, I think it can get down to that. I think they get down to that. And right now, I feel like this is a big thing to League of Legends fans. And this may be a huge thing. The CBLOL fans are pissed, but I can understand where they're coming from. So anyways, thank you for listening to this video. If you like it, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Ciao, everyone, and happy Father's Day to each and every father and all, including my own. Love you, Daddy.